A lot of people talk about a natural law within the universe that governs our behavior and the consequences of our behavior in particular, and it refers to morality, an objective morality, or one that is able to be understood and defined so we may understand our path, our direction, or what we're creating within the world. Essentially, we learn from nature so to know what to do and what not to do, and we learn what to practice within our lives. It might be ownership, it might be voluntary interaction, it might be doing no harm, it might be the golden rule, and these are all different ways of interpreting this natural moral law that has been talked about for centuries on end. But it's also practicing equality, as we have come to understand over time. People desire to be free and people desire to be treated as people ultimately. So here's a story that I'm going to share. We call it Victor's Story, and this is written by Victor Johnson, but you know what? I think it's very simple and easy to understand, so let's break it down. Daddy, I am so mad at Billy that I could hit him. Hold on, son, what did Billy do that would cause you to react that way? He called me a name. Son, anyone who calls you a name other than your real name is really calling you a label. Tell anyone who tries to put a label on you that you do not respond to labels. You know who you are. Well, who am I then? You are a child of the Creator who loves you so much that He gave not only you, but everyone equal rights. That is why you should not hit Billy, because calling someone a name, although wrong, does not warrant such aggression, because to hit him is called assault, and everyone has the right to their well-being. But what if Billy hits me? Rights are important, but so is free will. If he hits you once, you can always decide what you want to do. You can let it slide or hit him back. By defending yourself, you are telling him that you value your rights, and since he initiated the violence, you are not using violence against him. You are using what is called the right of self-defense. I still want to get back at him. Can I steal his bicycle? No, because stealing violates the right of self-ownership. It is his bicycle, not yours. Can I lock him in a shed for an hour to teach him a lesson? No, because that is called kidnapping, and that violates the right to freedom, and freedom is what it's all about. Can I at least spread rumors about him? No. Why not? Rumors are like lies. If Billy borrowed some money off of you and refused to pay it back, then it would not be wrong to tell your friends that Billy is not to be trusted. But making up stories about him that are not true violates his right to his reputation. Can I at least sell him a puzzle that has pieces missing? No. Why not? Because that is fraud, and fraud violates our right to full disclosure. Can I spy on him through his bedroom window and take pictures of him when he is getting ready for bed and spread the photos around at school? No, that is called trespassing, and that violates our right to privacy. Well, with all these rights, I suppose I can't kill him. No, what right would you be violating if you did such a thing? Well, his right to life. Well, now you get it, son. Well, this is the recipe for creating peace and paradise on earth. Everybody needs to know this, Daddy. You're right, son. And now that you know this, you can teach it to your friends. But don't teach it if you yourself are not practicing it. Teach it and teach others how to teach it. This is the basis for what we say we want, freedom. A good way to teach it is to say, I can swing my arms in any direction I want, but my right to swing my arms freely ends where someone's nose begins. When I am teaching what has been called natural law or moral law, and someone tells me that you can't change the world, I tell them that you yourself are not willing to change. True freedom happens one mind at a time. We can do this. So that is this whole summary of a little short story called Victor's Story. See, so the son is asking questions like, I want to get revenge, I want to find out what could I do to this person who called me a name, but the father's like, hey, violence is never justified. You know, he called you a name, that's not necessarily a nice thing to do, but does that really warrant aggression against him? Would you want violence being done against you? You know, so you can be honest and you can say, man, I don't like being called this, you know, and you can say like, I felt hurt, and you can open up and maybe you want to say something back, but would you ever go to the extent of creating violence? Because that's when you cross the line. And many people will consider that to be the line, because in natural law, essentially, a right is any action that does not cause harm, or an action that does not create a victim, or an action that is basically voluntary. Okay, and so if you cross the line and it's involuntary, it does create a victim, it does cause harm, it does steal something, then you start to actually be on the wrong side of things according to the natural law perspective. And so it's basically just teaching morals, basic morals, but sometimes putting it through a story is a better way of interpreting it. And truly, if, say, we are raising the next generation, we do have to learn about morals, because otherwise kids will just do whatever they want if they don't understand the consequences to their behavior, and then they end up getting hurt because they thought they did something that was supposed to be done. They thought it was okay to hurt someone. They thought it was okay to steal something. They thought it was okay to just go on a rampage. I mean, but there are consequences, and there is a need to respect. There is an understanding to be achieved with self-ownership. This is not something that you just innately understand. Now, it's something that I would say you do have an innate intelligence for. It's natural law. It's found within nature, so you can understand it, no matter who you are. But having someone guide you, like a father-like figure in this case, can be dramatically helpful, because they can help you understand the paths and what would happen if you chose this path or that path or that path. And so he's saying, no, this is going to cause a problem here. This is going to cause a problem here. Can I do this? No. Can I do this? No. Right? Because he's saying this is what's going to happen. In each case, the rights are being violated of the individual. And so you have to be responsible then for your own actions. And again, it sounds really simple, sounds redundant. It's like, yeah, well, wait, most people do know that. But if they do, let's say they do, they understand everything I just said. What if they actually contradict their own morals when it comes to, I don't know, politics or religion or ideology? Or because of collectivism, because they say it's okay to do wrong if there's this justification, if it's done for the greater good, for the common good, like whatever justification they want to make. For instance, in World War II, you had millions of people being brought to concentration camps. I mean, that's not a good thing, right? But what caused that? Is it the one person who gives the order, or the hundreds of thousands that follow that one person who believe that that person has authority over their lives? And that belief in authority is called statism, and that is what contradicts our own morals. So you can agree with this natural law perspective, or you can disagree, and that's okay. As long as you understand there's this contradictive belief system that, regardless of your morals, will just throw them out the window. And even your religion throws it out the window, because the state government claims an authority higher than religion, higher than anything, and therefore is exempt to anything. It can do anything. It can be God, essentially. And that's why one person can have so much power, and everybody wonders, how did this happen? It's because people gave them power. And so I encourage that you learn about it. Go to the liberator.us, go to the liberator.us. I'll turn your article into a video for you, totally for free. And also, we had a game show recently. Check it out. John Peniel Tridester was the winner of our game show. Congratulations. Check out his great work. He has a lot of great content as well. Stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching.